Hello and welcome to this video. Today I will be talking a bit about the reaction that many applicants have been having since the release of the last visa bulletin at the end of last week. We saw from that visa bulletin that there was hardly any major increase in the various cutoff numbers. The Africa region, for example, left from 40,000 and increased to only 45,000. Asia increased from 7,000 to only 7,200. Europe from 16,000 to only 17,500. Oceania from 1,200 to only 1,250. And so, based on that, you have had applicants commenting, saying things like, so this is the end. And I was actually taken aback by such reactions. I was like, so what are these guys really saying? Don't they understand how things are happening? And so based on that, I decided to make this video to address that issue, address those who have been asking such questions, asking whether it is over, asking whether this is the end, and making comments in that direction. Now, right after that visa bulletin was released, I explained in a video how the increase in the cutoff numbers work. So just to summarize, if we had the little increase that we observed, it is because there were many cases, or there are many cases waiting to be scheduled for interview during the month of April. And so based on those many cases that are already waiting, the cutoff numbers were increased to a small extent to make only a few cases ready to be added to the many cases that are already waiting to be interviewed during that month of April. That is the reason why the cutoff numbers did not increase to a high extent. Now, that should actually be some kind of good news, because that is supposed to mean that during the month of April, those cases that have been waiting, the many cases, are now going to be reduced. And when they are reduced in number, that creates the possibility of a leap taking place in the next visa bulletin or the following. So the low increase that was just observed in the visa bulletin should not be a reason why applicants should be discouraged. Another thing is the time of the year. You have 12 months in the fiscal year. You have seen the cutoff numbers for 7 months. It is true that we have gone past the halfway mark, but you still have as many as 5 more visa bulletin cutoff numbers before the DV 2024 program comes to an end. So there's no reason to lose hope at this point. If the visa bulletin just released concerned the month of August or September, then your comments would have been justified. But you still have 5 more months to go, 5 more visa bulletin cutoff numbers to see. So there's no reason at this point to become discouraged. There is a video I made some time ago, and in that video, I indicated that the final cutoff number for the Africa region will go beyond 80,000. I cannot say how far beyond 80,000. I cannot say whether the Africa region will go current by the end of the fiscal year, but I maintain that the final cutoff number for the Africa region will go beyond 80,000. So with that, there is no need for an applicant with 70,000 plus case number or even 80,000 case number to be bothered by the low increase that we just experienced in the recent visa bulletin. In that same video, I noted that if you are an applicant from the Africa region, where your focus should be is on the performance of your embassy and not on the movement in the cutoff number, because the cutoff number will go as far as possible. Those who are said should focus on the movements in the cutoff number are those from the Asia and the Europe regions. And I still maintain that position as well. But the funny thing is that those who should be concerned about the cutoff numbers are not concerned by the cutoff numbers. Those who should not be concerned by the cutoff numbers are those that are concerned by the cutoff numbers. So for those of you, especially from the Africa region, who have been bothered that there was a low increase in the cutoff number in the last visa bulletin, that is not where your focus should be. I repeat, turn your attention to what is happening at your embassy, because that is what will ultimately determine your prospects of being scheduled for interview in this year's program. When it comes to those who are from the Asia and the Europe regions, is the respective cutoff numbers of those regions that should be of concern to them. I indicated before that as things appear, it is not likely that the final cutoff number from both of those regions will get to the highest case numbers. When it comes to the Oceania region, I have been expecting to see a leap in the cutoff numbers, and I still expect that leap to take place. But as I said in a past video, it will not serve in case the leap happens toward the very end of the program year, because there will be many applicants from the Oceania region who will not benefit in case the leap takes place at that time. So to summarize, to those of you, especially from the Africa region, who have been thinking that this is the end of hope for the diversity visa case, that it is all over, I would like to say to you that no, it is not yet over. It is still too early to think that it is over. Not because there was a low increase in the cutoff number of the Africa region recently, so it means that all hope is lost. No, all hope is not yet lost. There are events in the diversity visa program that eliminate applicants, but the first of those events will take place around 4 to 5 months from now. When it happens, we will have the opportunity to discuss it on this channel. The recent low increase in the cutoff number of the Africa region and other regions for that matter is not one of those eliminating events. So keep your fingers crossed, continue to follow things as the program progresses, because there is still hope, especially in case your embassy is performing well from the Africa region. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching it. See you, God willing, in the next one. Goodbye.